I think ever since you've come into office, things are really looking up. Gas is up, rent is up, food is up, everything. No, it really has been a tough first year for you, Mr. President. Gas is up, gas is up, gas is up, everything. Rent is up, everything, everything, everything. Gas is up, rent is up, food is up, gas is up, rent is up, food is up, everything.
Well, which flavor of SHTF do you like? Do you want World War III? Do you want a new Cold War? Or do you want, a revolt? Well, it looks like we could get one, two, or a combination of all those things. Yes, we could. Indeed, we could. Thank you to our good buddies in Washington, D.C. Now, what am I talking about? Well, let's start with this. Well, we got kind of a nightmare scenario that's been brewing. Now, yesterday, this was said to be dead, too idiotic to push. I mean, literally, everyone was saying this won't work. It won't have any effect. But Biden and the G7 decided to go forward with it anyway, right? Led by Xi Biden and the G7, the group of 7 economic powers. They are going to ban the transport of Russian oil sold above a certain price. Basically, they're trying to cap the price on Russian energy. That's their plan, folks. They need Russian energy. They want Russian energy. They can't live without Russian energy. Somehow they're going to dictate to Russia what the price will be. They're going to do it through regulation of petroleum shipping, banking, and insurance. It is a ludicrous idea. Now, the disclaimer, the satirical disclaimer that we have, right? I put that there to show that these people have no empathy with us commoners, right? They have no empathy. They're laughing it up. It's funny what they're doing with fuel and rent and food. To them, it's funny. While Europe goes into rationing over energy and food. It's incredible, folks, the inflation. Now, you think Vladimir Putin, president of Russia, is going to agree to a price cap? Doubtful. He's likely going to just withhold his oil, right? The same way he's been withholding natural gas. Now, he can always sell it to China and India, and they're more than happy to buy it at a nice discount. He'll give the discount to them, folks, but not to people who are trying to hurt him. Remember, Russia, they didn't get sanctioned for the day or the week. They are fully screwed over and sanctioned. And the Russian oligarchs, that is their 1% over there, the Russian oligarchs have had their multi-million-dollar ships, luxury ships, and property, real estate from around the world, estates, homes, bank accounts frozen, confiscated. Do you think they're going to support this? Right? It's incredible, folks. Russia doesn't have to do anything. Russia is under no obligation to satisfy any nation, much less those engaged in economic, currency, and other forms of unconventional warfare against them. Russia just has to ignore the West, folks. But it's worse than that. It's worse than that. This week, the G7, or rather NATO, has been smearing China, right? Sticks and stones may be true, but the Chinese don't like when they're called a security threat. They don't like being told that they can't make arrangements and agreements with other nations as they see fit. Remember, China, well, like every other country in the world, ought to be independent and respected as sovereign. Now you enter into agreements, alliances. I can see that, of course. We enter into agreements and alliances if they offer a benefit. But the world powers, the G7, right, and the US, and then on the military side, the US and NATO, they seem to think that they can tell every nation what to do. And so Beijing is incredibly pissed off, China. Incredibly pissed off. Well, let me tell you what they're doing. I don't know if you caught this one, but it's kind of a big deal. China and Russia are up by Japan, Well, both geographically across the Sea of Japan, and just north of Japan is the easternmost edge of Russia, where they have their seaports, and I think it's Vladivostok. But they're having war games, if you will. Their navies are putting on war games. They're practicing for war the same way NATO does, the same way the United States does, the same way all nations do. But they're doing it right off the coast of Japan. Now, they're not breaking any rules. They're not hurting anyone, no. But it's scaring the hell out of Japan. It really is. And Japan has had their navy down there by Taiwan, off the coast of China, right? So Chinese Navy and Russia's Pacific Fleet have been engaged in war games, according to the Japanese Defense Ministry, right? These games or exercises are not officially acknowledged, but they're there, right? The naval exercises were apparently focused around the islands of Miyako and Okinawa, which holds 50,000 U.S. forces, as well as a 70-mile wide corridor between the island of Yonaguni and Taiwan. Interesting, huh? Interesting. It's looking, folks, like we're going to end up in a serious Cold War. If not, we're going to end up in a, if not World War, Cold War. That is a complete and total standoff between two sides of the world. Which one we get? It's hard to say. Are you prepared, though, for the consequences of this? Just about everything we buy in America on a daily basis, with the exception of food, is manufactured in China or Taiwan. I mean, we've got Indonesia, we've got Korea, we've got others, yes. But the biggest question here, I think, at this stage is to ask, will Russia and China enter into a formal or official military alliance? They have economic alliances, a trade alliance. It would, to me, make sense for them to also form a military alliance to protect one another, because it appears, right, that there is going to be continued hostilities, both politically through rhetoric, economically through sanctions, embargoes, and probably more than likely a continued electronic warfare, as well as the other usual psychological warfare, etc. Right? Now, when we did this with Russia, or the Soviet Union, if you will, the communists of Russia, the idea was to defeat them with American exceptionalism, with a strong economy, and by showing them we don't need them and we can live great without them. What is Joe Biden and the G7, or what is the Pentagon and NATO doing to show us that we can, well, win the Cold War with Russia and China? What are we doing? Are we energy independent? No. Are we living the good life? Are we partying it up? Are we flaunting our freedoms? Are our movies, right? The entertainment, Hollywood entertainment, used to show the rest of the world how good it was in America. You know, now all movies are cartoon-like with computer crap. And they're dystopian in nature, showing a breakdown of freedom and liberty. And they revel and marvel at their rainbow mentality and their wokeness. That's not convincing anyone, folks. Entertainment, no. Politics, no. The economy, no. The standard of living, no. There is nothing in the West now that shows Russia, hey, you should be more like us. There's nothing in the West now that says, China, don't you want to be more like America and Europe? The answer for them is no. They're making trade alliances, right? They're making currency alliances, and they're more than likely going to make military alliances. In fact, to have your military and another military, like Russia and China have, engaged in exercises together already speaks to the fact that there is an alliance. It may just not be public and announced. And does it have to be? I don't think so. Right? Military cooperation is an alliance if it occurs, and cooperation is occurring. Now, back to you and I on this 4th of July holiday weekend where we celebrate our independence from tyranny, as tyranny tells us the liberal world order is going to dominate us. Are you prepared? Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, and a plan. Chance favors the prepared mind. I'll see you for the Friday free-for-all, and then again on Sunday for Sunday Night Live. We celebrate our independence here on the Prepared Mind channel. I'll see you soon.